Hi everybody, Steve Ward here with Mercedes-Benz of Draper. I am so excited to show off this car today. Now this is the E Coupe, and a couple of days ago we posted the brand new CLS Coupe in the new body style. But the thing that's the most exciting to me is the new power plant in these vehicles. We've got an inline six-cylinder, yes, going back to the old school way of how Mercedes used to produce these engines, but it's an inline six with EcoBoost technology. And there's plenty of stuff out there on the internet. I don't know if you've been able to tag some of that stuff and look at that, but basically Mercedes calls it an electrified 48-volt system on the vehicle. I'm going to pop the hood, and we're going to talk about that very first, because that's the most exciting part about it. Now this car is gorgeous. We've got all kinds of carbon fiber, we've got the red and black seats. We're going to get to all of that, this beautiful wheel design, which I personally is one of my very favorite. But as we pop open the hood, this is the exciting part that I wanted to talk about. And yes, it looks like a bunch of plastic. So let's pop this off. There's a couple of spots here. Let's see if I can just pop them. Maybe I can't. Oh, there we go. And I want to show you, if we can, some of the innards here. So you can see we've got a 3-liter inline six engine here. You can see a massive turbocharger right here, some great big plumbing and everything that's going to get a lot of airflow into the engine. What we can't see is right back in here, in between the 9-speed transmission and the inline six, is a great big coil, and that's integrated into the system. So if you notice right up in here, I don't have any belts. You can see a pulley kind of down, or the balance wheel in there, but we don't see any pulleys or anything like that. What it's doing is we're taking that 48-volt system and it's energizing it. So we use it to start the engine, we use it as an alternator to charge the battery, but we're also using it to boost. So it's got 21 horsepower boost, and I guess the best way to describe it is maybe somewhat like these formula cars that you're seeing, where they hit some hybrid power, if you will, and they pass, and we can control when that gets energized. So for example, in sport mode, it's going to be more aggressive, it's going to be using that boost more often, but it's also going to take up the difference between any turbo lag that may exist between that large turbo and the initial start off. So we get 21 horsepower, but 184 pound-feet of torque that can be energized via the software and algorithms in the car here that the engineers have all set up. They make this in a 384 or 362 horsepower version in the 450, but this is the 53, and it's super, super exciting. Anyway, some really neat technology when you drive the car. Very fun, very exhilarating. It's very linear in its curve. It almost feels like this is an electric motor, like an electric car. But it's very efficient, it's very fun to drive. I invite you down to take it for a drive. I've got this one, we've got the brand new CLS, at least right now, that you can try out that have this new 53 engine. I have driven the 450 as well. I'm going to pop that back on here. And then let's talk about the rest of the car. This car is in stock. It comes configured many different ways. We can help you get this set up. I personally love the coupes. You can see we've got, again, the plastic cover indicates that we've got Distronic. And with the AMG, we get the twin spoke grille right there. You got a little bit of some flips going on here. We've got a night package on here, so we get these accents. I love this wheel. One of my favorite parts about this car is this beautiful, beautiful wheel. We get that again with the night package. We get that two-tone look. Massive. Look at the massive brake calipers there. The AMG logo. Another thing, notice right here. So we know this is an inline turbocharged EcoBoost engine, but notice that it says 4MATIC and then it says 4MATIC Plus. The 4MATIC Plus is the all-wheel drive system that's variable from being a full rear-wheel drive car or a 50/50 or anywhere in between. And the electronics are going to control that. So we've got some track settings. So if you're out on the racetrack, it's going to perform its best. That way we have launch modes for drag racing, things like that. But there's also just in all weather conditions, we split that up into 50/50. And it's fantastic whether it's rainy or you're on a sandy road or a snowy road. Fantastic system, 4MATIC Plus. Love the slooping lines. If you notice here, we don't have any glass frames. Very coupe-ish style. As you pop in there a little bit, you can see the beautiful, beautiful fit and finish in this vehicle. Carbon fiber trim, all laser cut, piano lacquer wood. Love the red top stitch, the red and black leather combinations. Look at the super heavy duty bolsters here. And we can adjust these. We can make them dynamic, meaning that when we turn corners, they'll hug you a little bit better. Look at the suede and leather steering wheel with the flat bottom. The other thing, notice right away, the controls. We got the capacitive sensors. Notice that they've moved the cruise control from this section over here, this little knob that used to be over here, to putting it on the steering wheel. But this is all hands-free operation. Notice the two very high resolution screens. I'm going to turn on the cartoon and let you see that. We've got ambient lighting. It's got steering assist, blind spot assist, all the technology that you would expect. And these, with the Distronic system, these are all active systems. If you notice the back here, we've got some diffusers under the bottom. We've got the twin, the four exhaust tips here, two on each side, which indicates that it's a 53 model. Got some aggressive cutouts here in the bumper. So I'm casting a little bit of a shadow right there. Right here I can pop open the trunk here. You can see we've got some AMG mats. Right underneath here we've got some extra storage. Fold down seats. If I deploy these handles, we're going to be able to fold the rear seats down, and we've actually got a pass-through through the middle as well. Let me show you how I did that again. I'm going to shut this, but it's kind of fun right here in the logo. I push that, opens up the trunk. As we work around, this is one of my very, very favorite angles. If you look at this, we've got a very muscular hip towards the rear of the vehicle. Beautiful car. Let's jump in. Let's take a closer look at the inside of the vehicle. We'll start it up. And look at the inside. I'm going to let Morgan kind of give you a little bit of some nice close-ups of all the fit and finish and things that are going on inside that car. A lot of exciting things coming from Mercedes-Benz. You can see the fit and finish is extraordinary. All the soft touch surfaces really add to the quality feel of the vehicle.
Okay, this is 2019.
So there, I just turned on the vehicle, and you can hear that the vehicle took a minute, as it's kind of like a hybrid to start up. You can see again the very super high resolution screens that we're seeing. You can see some of the ambient lighting now coming up. What's really fun too is that I can change the instrument cluster as well. So as I hit home, I've got some different, and here's the capacitive sensors again. I can choose what I want to look at. If I want to look at some performance settings with boost, etc. And if I go along here, you'll see one of my options at the very end here is the design. So I can actually change the look of my dashboard, and I can kind of set it up different how I prefer. The ambient lighting and things popping up in here that I think will be informative, and it gives us a chance to drive the car a little bit. I can tell that my camera operator is very comfortable. It's got a really great sound to it too. Of course, it feels and drives like a Mercedes, so it's nice and solid. It's asking me to put on my seatbelt, so I guess we'll do that. So here's the perfect place that I was thinking that we could test out the ambient lighting. You want to give a shot of what that might look like? So we're going to drive in here. It's going to be darker in there, and we can get an idea of what some of this ambient lighting, and you get this beautiful carbon trim here, and you can see as it gets darker in here, we've got some ambient lighting. We can set the intensity up here, front and back. We can have multiple colors going off at the same time. You can see here up here on the display how beautiful it is. But what I wanted to point out really is just how high res this is. We can look at different portions here as I select my screen. So it's got a 360-degree camera, which is kind of fun. This mode here is the parking mode, so the car will actually parallel park for us, etc. It'll park. We can actually pick different ways that we want it to park for us. But you can see all up in here, we've got beautiful ambient lighting. Multiple ways that we can control the screen. So I can control things here by just touching this and selecting. This is kind of the traditional way Mercedes has had us use that kind of like a joystick command controller. They call this the command system. And then I can control everything this way as well. So the button over here is controlling things on this side, and then over here is controlling things on that side.